Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be entertained, enlightened, and educated about men's secrets, and dating advices decoded as we dive into another episode of Men's Secrets Exposed podcast and show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new show of Men's Secrets Exposed podcast. Pulling the curtain back on men, letting women take a peek inside the male playbook of what's going on in male's brain, as primitive as it might be, and getting your questions answered, decoding men's secrets, hopefully bringing some closure to some of your past relationships you might have. I'm your host, comedy magician Dewayne Hill, available for special events, corporate events, colleges, country clubs, that type of thing. Check me out on socials if you want. That would be amazing. To make sure that this does not stay one-sided and all from a male point of view, I have had the pleasure of occasionally inviting in female co-hosts to come in and chime in on the episode. I'd like to welcome female co-host Elle back to the show. Elle, say hello.
Thank you, everybody.
Right. Elle, you want to give them a little bit of background about yourself?
Absolutely.
To the first-time listener?
Yeah, first-time listeners. My name's Elle. I'm a 30-year-old female. I live in Pinellas County, Florida, which, for those of you who don't know, is on the Gulf Coast. So I live in paradise. Absolutely. I have a little dog. I love to do yoga, read, and I'm actively single, so I am on the dating scene regularly in this area, so I've got a lot to say about a number of topics we talk about.
Well, that's good. We're gonna jump right into it. So, first question, which is a big question. I'm actually surprised because I've looked ahead at several questions we have coming up in future episodes. This question comes up quite a bit, and I'm actually going to offer you ladies lovely insight on the other side of this that you're not thinking about. The question is, why is it hard for men to accept if their girlfriend or wife is more successful than them financially?
Ooh. So I've seen this struggle firsthand in some, I'm not going to name any names, but in some friendships that I have where the wife is more financially successful than the husband. For those of you who are listening for the first time on one of my shows, I have a degree in biology, so from an evolutionary standpoint, the scientific side of me would say men have, millennia of evolution under their belts that have taught them to be the protector, the breadwinner, the one that brings home the bacon, if you will. So having a woman that's more successful kind of causes a man to have to unlearn a lot of those, what are now innate thoughts and traits. I also think, there's an element of pride to it that women might not have. I mean, not that women don't have pride, but just pride in a different way. It says a lot about a man if he can take care of his family, his wife. I think that those are things men judge other men by, and that society judges men by.
Interesting.
Did I go completely off the mark again?
No. Actually, you didn't, because I know that tends to be women's belief.
Okay.
And they think it's some of it's hardwiring evolution. Believe it or not, I will say this: there are a group of men, percentage of men. Let's just say it's 30%. Let's say you got, and ladies, I know women hate it when men generalize women. It's like, don't put me in that same boat. I'm different. I'm, whatever. Okay, cool. Men don't care if you generalize us. You can put us all in the same boat. We'll take it. That's fine. We don't care. All right. So I'm going to generalize on the generalization here, right? You put 100 men in a room. There's going to be 30 of them that's going to feel lesser than, because they do feel like, some of those guys feel like it is their job or their, that they're supposed to be that dude, that they are the ones that takes care. Some of you ladies, if you're in this boat where you're making more than men and you're running across that 30%, That's 30% of the men. I say 30%. 30 out of 100 men would feel that way. They would feel a little less than, a little bit hit of pride. Like, wow, man, your woman's making more money than you are, dude. What's wrong with you? There's 30% of that. But 70% are higher. Believe it or not, they don't care.
You really think that? You really think they don't care that high? 70%.
At least. And I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna explain to you why this is.
Okay.
Okay. All right. They don't care. And what this is a classic case of, it's a case of women blaming the symptom and not blaming the disease.
Okay, what's the disease?
The disease isn't, or the symptom is you make more money. That ain't it. What tends to happen is the person that tends to make more money tends to want to call the shots in the house.
Oh, so you would wear the pants per se.
Well, it's not even that, but you tend to call the shots.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to veto certain motions that may come across in the house. You tend to chime in more heavily when it's financially related. Women tend to feel more justified chiming in because they do make more money. Some women even carry an air of arrogance because they make more money, that their job is more important. Because they make more money and he makes less money, his opinion isn't as valued as much. So the dismissal of he is acting that way because I make more money ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't got nothing to do with it at all. It's the fact of you making more money. What air do you carry because you make more money? His opinion means less. He doesn't have as much financial say in the house because he doesn't make as much. Or he wants to go on vacation a certain place, but he can't bring as much to the table as you can. Or he wants to do this, but you don't think that's financially necessary. Or he wants to go spend $300 on a golf club, and you know his account, and he don't have $300. Or he wants to go pay $200 for a fishing rod. Well, that's coming out of your money that you worked hard for, and you make more money than him, and you don't think that's necessary. So he's not going to get that fishing rod. Now you put all that in a bucket, and now you got a man sitting on the couch, mad and upset and angry and hostile or bitter, or there's a little bit of friction. And then you say, see, it's all because I make more money than him. And he's jealous about the fact that I make more money. Or it's hard for him to accept the fact that I make more money. And it's because I make more money. And when you really think about it, it ain't got to do with it.
It's the attitude about more money.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And I can see it because I've dealt with this in a past relationship, but on the other end, my partner made considerably more than me, and he would always say things to me like, your job's not that important, or,
right.
If I wanted to spend money on something, it was an issue, even if it was money I had earned. But if he wanted to, spend unrealistic amounts of money on something,
that's a totally different thing. The guy who makes less money wants to go buy a $300 golf club. He's told he's an idiot. That's not going to happen. But because she makes more money, she can go buy a $1,000 handbag.
Right. Neither of those issues are fair. So I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying.
You see? And a lot of times these women, they sometimes forget that. They forget the air that they have because they do make more money.
Right.
And it's not the fact that you make more money. And then there is an off balance, but it's not the off balance of necessarily, who does this or who does that, as it is, okay, ladies, if you are making more money, would you really be cool letting him run the finances?
I mean, that's a significant question because for years that happened on the other end, when,
right.
Decades ago when women were mostly stay-at-home wives and mothers, they typically ran the books And that sounds bad, doesn't it? They typically have, they typically took care of the household accounting, and the man took care of making the money. So I'm not going to live that one down, am I?
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if you really put that on paper, that's kind of it's a lopsided relationship there. Wait a second, huh?
Right.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely. I feel like that was definitely in a woman's favor. She ran the books, and he just made the money.
Right.
But that's a different conversation. But you follow what I'm saying? I mean, and then ladies, those ladies out there that are extremely financially successful. I mean, with that, you have a certain degree of financial intelligence, right? So isn't it easy to assume because you do make more, you are more financially IQ than him?
I mean,
And if you do feel like you are more financially IQ than him, would you feel comfortable letting him control all the finances even though he makes less? And I can tell you, most of the time, that answer is going to be no.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? So, how does he win?
Yeah, I can see he would. Yeah, I can see that a man would feel like his hands were tied in a situation like that.
And the thing is, and going back to what you said about evolution, it's not the thing of the caveman primitive, I provide, I protect.
Mm-hmm.
It's what options does he have? Okay, he gets vetoed on certain purchases he wants to buy, but because she makes more, she has free reign to buy whatever she wants.
Right, and that I'm just going to go ahead and say, ladies, if you are with a man that makes less money than you and that's how you behave, you need to seek therapy because that's a narcissistic and manipulative tendency and is not okay.
And
so I'm going to just put that out there.
Okay, I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to ask you something hard. Ask you a hard question.
Okay.
How many women do that? Hey, guys, again, thank you for listening. We appreciate your feedback. Appreciate everything that you're giving us. The questions, keep them coming in. If you're enjoying what we got going on, much appreciated. I am attempting to do a much bigger overall scope of entertainment, and I'm trying to sign a multi-project deal with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, or Apple. If you're enjoying this and you think it would be good on their platform, think this could help other people, and you think this would be beneficial, please reach out to one of those four, or all four, matter of fact, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Apple. Let them know that you dig what we're doing, and let them know that you think it would be good on their network. Thank you. Bye.
None? Oh, wait. How many women do that? I said none, thinking how many took therapy for something like that.
Yes.
Okay, let me back up. Was that the question? How many go to therapy for it? Okay.
No,
so
I'm saying how many do that behavior.
I am sure that.
How many of those women do that behavior?
I would probably at least half. At least half of the women that I know that make more money than their male partners behave that way.
And that's what you know about.
Right.
Or what you will admit to against the female team.
Right. I gotta be welcomed back on this podcast. I gotta tread lightly here.
So it's at least half.
I would say it is at least half.
Think about
probably more. I mean, it's probably even closer to 75%.
Think about that.
That's bad. It makes us look real bad.
That. I mean, I ain't trying to, put y'all on blast, but that's why I asked you that question to have you answer that question, so it's not Dwayne Hill's opinion about blah, 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 Dwayne Hill's mean, and Dwayne Hill don't like women, and Dwayne Hill, no. We ain't getting into that. That's why Elle is on the show. That's why we have a female co-host for her to chime in.
And y'all can blame me. That's okay.
I'm sure there's going to be a message come through say, well, she don't represent me, and she don't know me, and I ain't that way. Okay, that's cool. You ain't that way.
Not all women.
We didn't say all.
Right.
Elle did say about 75% of y'all, but, she didn't say all.
Right.
So I'm sure you all one of those 25% that ain't that way.
That's right. And hey, I am willing to be proven wrong on this point. So if you guys want to text us in ways that you are not making your man feel like this when you're the breadwinner, I am open to being made wrong.
All right. There it is. Here's the next question. Good question. This is a good question. I'm going to flip this in a way where this is kind of neutral, even
Okay.
though this is direct. This is a woman asking, directing this towards a man. Is that we've been dating for about 2 years, and I've noticed it tends to be with other relationships I've also had. The man in the beginning tends to want to do things more in the courting stage, but he doesn't sustain that level of effort when we're actually engaged in an actual relationship. Is this something that I'm doing? Is this me? Why do men tend to want to pursue and do things, certain levels of things harder in courting stage, but they don't sustain it when you're actually in the actual official relationship stage?
Well, at that point, the race
That
has
door
been
swings
won.
both ways.
Right, and it does, absolutely. And this is not a men versus woman thing. I think everybody does this in a relationship, regardless of your gender. You know, at the rate when the race has been won, we tend to go into relaxation mode.
Mm,
Okay, we've
mm,
got you. I don't have to
mm,
try as hard anymore.
mm, mm,
And
mm.
for for my from my point of view, it'd be like, oh, okay, well, like now I don't have to cook dinner. If you gonna get
Whoo!
some takeout because
Whoo!
the race has been won. So I think that men
Mm-mm-mm.
are very similar. You don't think so? You disagreeing with me?
I'm just listening right now. I'm waiting. I'm itching, but I'm waiting.
I had a
I'm waiting.
girlfriend turn me onto this book that I just absolutely did not agree with, and it is called Why Men Love Blank. And
Uh,
it is about why men like women who are mean to them and why you should be more mean to them. And it's all
oh,
about,
please,
I know. It's all about like how you have to make someone work for it. And,
please.
I know. So my take on it is, I didn't like that book. But my take on it is that, the race has been won. You get more comfortable with each other and you settle into a routine that's hard to dig out of.
Yeah. Well, yes, 100%. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to combine this next question with talking about this very thing. The next question that comes after this is why does it seem like it's hard for men to commit to one woman? Okay.
Hmm.
Now, in a weird way, I'm going to tie this together.
Okay.
Okay. First things first, it's hard for men to commit to one woman because men have options. Okay. Men know if he commits to one, he's got to turn down 99 others. Okay. That can be terrifying to a lot of men because, we don't always know 100%. Is she cool or is she crazy? If she says she's cool, but everybody say they're cool on the first and second date, and then you wake up and she's standing over your bed with a knife and she's tripping. Okay, so that's one reason why. But a lot of the reason why it goes into this question that men are deathly afraid of getting in a relationship, and it's like okay, men kind of this car analogy has been used before. Men don't want to go to a car lot, meet a car dealer, and get shown the 2018 this, and this with all the bells and the whistles and the padded heated seats and this and this and this. And then the next day you go back to sign the paperwork and then he's showing you, a 1997, Ford Escort.
Okay, I guess that's a
And
fair point,
And what men are really afraid of when it comes to getting to that level of commitment, we have heard or have experienced so many horror stories of in the dating stage, man, she was like this, she did that, and then as soon as I put a ring on it, all that changed.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that from my male friends. I've also heard a lot of that from my female friends, like
And
once.
I have to say that's why that door swings both ways.
Hmm.
I have always made an active effort, active, and I say active, and I mean like as in you actually have to put thought. Men, fellas, brus, bros, my dogs, you have got to put thought into what you did in the beginning of your relationship and make sure you keep doing it.
Yep,
And if you
because what
don't,
it took to catch her is what it'll take to keep her. And that, ladies, that works both ways. That does go
and
both ways.
and brothers, if you ain't gonna do that, trust me, bro code. Okay, I'm talking bro code to bro code here. Guys, fellas, you know there's another dude out there that will. So if you get lazy and you start sleeping on your woman, thinking she ain't gonna go nowhere, thinking she ain't got women have more options today than they ever have. They can open up their phone, take a selfie on Instagram, and there'll be 20 guys in their inbox trying to take them out. Okay, so you keep sleeping and thinking you ain't got to take your woman out on date nights. You ain't got to take her and get her a massage. You keep thinking all that. You ain't got to cook for her. We talked about that in one episode. Mm-hmm. Okay, fellas, learn how to cook. Cook for your woman. All right, take her out on vacations, and that doesn't mean that you got to, take a loan against your house and, spend extravagant money.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, don't do that. That's just gonna get y'all in more trouble down the road.
Yeah, I mean, unless that happens to be her love language of gifts, which if that is, I feel sorry for you. Heaven help you. Okay.
Right. Right.
But I mean, for real, just picking her up a rose. You go fill up a tank of gas. I mean, we've seen them at the gas station, right? You at the gas station, you get a tank of gas, and there's like the single roses that are there by the cash register, and there's $3. Yeah, it's a $3 get rose from a gas station, but
it's going to mean something. It's the thought.
Right. How many so, fellas, you got to put in that work. You got to put in that work to keep her at that level that you did at one point when you was chasing. And if you get lax and you start sleeping, I mean, there's a lot of women, they'll deal with it for a while, but bro, I mean, we got to call it as it is now. I mean, bro code to bro code. Brothers, you sleep on that, you can't get mad if another dude hollers at your chick. You got to put in the work to make sure ain't no other dude gonna holler at your chick, and if he does holler at your chick, she's gonna say, "I got it good enough that I ain't going nowhere."
Right.
And if you ain't putting in the work, you can't say nothing. You got to take it. You got to take all that. That's your fault. And if whatever that is, you need to figure out what that is. What is she like? You know what I mean? What is she? And then unless she's into some stuff that you just simply ain't into, okay, then that's cool. But you need to put in the work. You need to put in the effort, and you need to figure it out. Because I call the term slowing down. You get in a relationship and you was going 90 to catch her, and then you get her, and then you try to go 50. That's not cool. That ain't cool at all. And men have that real big fear of getting in a committed relationship. It's like, well, right now she's going about 70. Then we get in the relationship or we move in, is she going to go 50? And that is what scares men from commitment.
Well, and I understand
women are asking this question: what makes men so afraid of commitment? That's what scares men about commitment. That's what
I heard something my grandmother said once a long time ago, and it was, a woman marries a man hoping he'll change, and a man marries a woman hoping she won't change, and both are disappointed.
And that is the truth. To quote Spike Lee, that is the double truth roof. No question.
So I think, these are conversations you got to have, with your potential partner. You've got to.
And, I've said in other podcasts, guys, matter of fact, it doesn't just matter to do. This is both ways. If you want to save yourself a lot of headache and aggravation, you got to sit down with yourself and you got to be honest. And when you go out, and I know, you know what? It would actually benefit both sides just as much. If you sit down, waitress comes over, I'm sorry, forgive me, PC word, server comes over, okay, and puts down your glasses of water. After you order your appetizer, you need to look at each other with a straight poker face, and you need to say, look, these are my deal breakers. This, and this. What are yours? Y'all, so much of the dating world would be so much better.
That's a very good point. If you just set expectations early enough in the game, you don't wind up 6, 7, 12 months down the road with all of this as a surprise.
Well, I wish I would have known this, or I wish I would have known, or how many times you got in a situation and you kind of knew, but you didn't say nothing because you didn't hope it was going to be that big of a deal, and then later it still annoys you. You could have cut all that off if you would have just, from the gate, right out the gate, just said, look, here's some issues I got, and these are some things out there that are non-negotiables, period. Ladies, are you willing to date a smoker? You need to ask yourself that.
Yep.
Because he might show you that he doesn't smoke, and then later you find out he smokes. Well, now you're 6 months in a relationship, and here he's been hiding for 6 months that he smokes.
Right.
You don't know that. Or maybe he doesn't smoke. Maybe he dips, that's the West Virginia term. He dips or he chews, and you don't know that. So whatever those deal breakers are, come out the gate and say, look, these are some hard, as they say, what was the movie 50 Shades? These are some hard limits I ain't playing with, I can't deal with, you need to know up front. And I know that you might think that might turn a lot of men off, but believe it or not, it actually helped them. Because
so that was going to be my question. I'm glad you said that, because y'all know I like to play devil's advocate. I was going to say, there are men who, when a woman sits down and says, hey, by the way, I'm Elle, nice to meet you, I'll have a French 75, my hard limits are X, Y, and Z. How do you feel about that? A lot of men will look at you like you have 3 heads.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because he's surprised that you were that brutally honest.
Okay.
It's not that it was off-putting. The body language the body language that a woman might interpret as that's off-putting, so don't do it. But it's a surprise of, wow, she's that honest. And you know what? Most men, if they're really serious and looking for a relationship, they're not playing. If they're not out there playing games and they're just not out there trying to recruit you to put them on their roster of women that they occasionally see, you're not on their roster, they're going to feel refreshed. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, wow, she's that brutally honest? Cool, we can be that honest with each other? Good. Just be ready, he's going to dish it back if he's a Titan. I mean, if he's a sap, he might say, oh, okay. He might not say nothing, but, if you come at a Titan like that, you come at a Titan and say, hey, here's the deal. I ain't cool with this, I ain't cool with that, I ain't cool with this, I ain't cool with that. You need to know that up front. How you feel about that? A Titan's going to look at you and going to say, okay, well, here are my top 5. I ain't playing with this, I ain't playing with that, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. What you think?
Right. Do we have a deal, if you will?
Are we cool or not?
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, there'd be a lot of less friction and tension you would have. Because
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Because you know right off the bat, you've got no excuse.
So, the single dudes out there, if you've got the guts to do it, and you're just not trying to look for the easy score, tell up front, say, look, and if you don't know what your heart, which I would hope by this point in the game, if you're serious in the dating world. I mean, some of these young cats out here in college, they don't know yet. I mean,
right.
Some of these cats, 18, 19, you think you know, but you don't know yet.
Yeah, you
don't know
until
you've been popped. Yeah, you don't know until you've been really popped in the mouth yet. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't know yet. So so go get popped in the mouth a couple times, then come up with your list. And it doesn't have to be that it's like, a list of 20. I mean, you got your top 5. Look, here's the top 5 non-negotiable deal breakers I ain't playing around with. Here's
things I absolutely cannot live with.
Nah, here's the top 5 that I'm not playing no games with. I ain't dealing with this. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. Are you cool with that? Do you understand? Yes or no?
Right.
She might look at you up front and say, no, I'm not cool with number 4. Oh, okay. Now you figure it out. Or you say, okay, well, cool.
Right. Now's the time we figure out if we can compromise or if we walk.
Right. Now, let's enjoy our chips and dip, and you go your way, I go my way.
Exactly. Exactly. By the way, that'll be $5.76 for your happy hour drink.
Yeah. Okay, and speaking of that, since we ain't going to be compatible, we going to go Dutch.
Right.
Okay, thank you. There it is. All right, well, we're going to wrap. We went over time. We're going to wrap. Thank all of you guys for listening in. Much appreciated. Much love. Thank you for your feedback and your comments. Leave them. Subscribe, like, share, rate, review. Hopefully they're all good ratings. If they're bad ratings, don't rate us.
Yeah, just don't even leave them. Just don't even
Yeah,
don't rate.
Yeah, just quietly go somewhere. But if you did dig it, we much appreciate it. If you got a question or a comment, you want to leave it in, you want to text it in, you can text it at 813-534-0169. You want to call it in, 813-534-0169. Leave a voicemail. We will listen to them. I will share them with the podcast team. Everybody will got something to say. We will say it. We'll bring it up. We'll put them in the episodes in the future. We appreciate everybody. Elle, anything else you want to sign off with?
I think I'm good so far. Everybody have a great night.
All right. Fantastic. Thank all of you again so much for listening in. We much appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe. Later. Bye.